We're going to do new member induction, and I'd like the new members that are going to be inducted today come up. Sandy Staub, who's sponsored by Stephanie Roseberry, and she's sponsored by Julie Chiona. Cheryl Cornwell, sponsored by Deanna Wall. Linda Thorstead, sponsored by Denise Thorstead. Joanne Waller, sponsored by Sharon Liddycote and Christy Twait, but Emma Cornell is going to be her sponsor today.
I don't even know how to sponsor.
Okay, I'm just going to go over a few things before we actually do introductions or background on the new members. The members of Soroptimist International of Lakeview are honored that you have accepted our invitation to join us in Soroptimist service. It is my privilege to welcome you to a worldwide organization of members who have pledged themselves to serve for the betterment of humanity. Our name, Soroptimist, is a coined word meaning best for women. Soroptimist International unites leading professional and executive women throughout the world to promote the objectives of Soroptimist and to cooperate with intergovernmental and other organizations for the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace. Our aims are to maintain high ethical standards in business and professional life, to strive for human rights for all people, and in particular to advance the status of women, to develop a spirit of friendship and unity among Soroptimists of all countries, to quicken the spirit of service and human understanding, and to contribute to international understanding and universal friendship. I'll have a list that I'll give each new member. We handed them out at the last induction to the membership at large, but basically it gives you a one-page list of responsibilities. Talks about the time commitment to attend weekly club meetings, participate on at least 4 committees, support service projects. There, of course, is a financial commitment of your annual dues and club meeting lunches, if you choose to, raffles at some weekly luncheons, food or events if you're on a committee for that event, and pay for one girl to attend the senior girls luncheon. There's also a ticket for different fundraisers that we would have that are not included in dues. And I think this year the senior girls luncheon will be included in your dues. There are different types of committees. A monthly committee that makes sure everything is set up and collects the money. Fund and fellowship in the fall and spring. Service committees and technical committees. So I think I'll go ahead and do the actual induction, and then we can have each sponsor say a little bit about each new member. Where's my partner? There she is. Okay, membership in the Soroptimist Club is an honor and a privilege. We look forward to your attendance at club meetings and your involvement in our service projects. We hope you will serve on club committees and in the future as a club officer. As a token of your new membership as a Soroptimist, we present to you this pin. The woman in the Soroptimist emblem represents the spirit of womanhood. The leaves and acorns of the oak signify the strength and growth of our organization and future progress and achievements. The leaves of the laurel symbolize friendship and success. We hope you will wear this pin with pride. And it's to be worn over your heart on your left side, with nothing below it. You could probably give that one to Julie, and maybe she can get it. Thank you. Cindy Krieger and I were committee chair on the new member committee. Now we could have each member introduce the new member and give a brief background or summary. Starting with you.
Sure. Well, once again, I asked my person what I could say. Sandy said, well, just say I'm a new old. They all know me. So, Sandy and her husband own a fuel distribution business. She is the mother of 4 wonderful children. Our boys are graduating together on Saturday. And I think I discovered something this week. I didn't want to stop cooking for boys. So I figured if I got Jody and Sandy to join Soroptimist, we could keep doing things in these committees along the lines of what we've been doing for the last couple of years. So I think she's a wonderful addition, just like Jody. She'll fit right in, and I'll be glad that she's around.
Unlike Sandy, Cheryl is pretty new to all of us. Cheryl Cornwell, she is the Chief Financial Officer at Lake District Hospital, and she wrote a little bit of information for me this morning. She said, oh my God, I have to think about this morning, on a Monday morning Tuesday morning back to work. Cheryl was born and raised in Issaquah, Washington. Her father was an electrical engineer at Boeing, and her mother was a registered nurse. She earned her Bachelor of Science in Accounting at Central Washington University in Ellensburg, Washington, and started her master's degree in Business Administration at City University in Bellevue, Washington. But she stopped working towards a master's to have her children and to get married and to have kids. And she went back and finished her master's degree in 2010. She worked for a software company in Bellevue, Washington for 17 years. And when that company was sold, her and her husband decided to move to Montana because they really wanted to get the kids out of the city. She took a job as an accountant for a physician at a physician-owned clinic hospital and was promoted to CFO in that job 3 years later. The clinic was sold then to a venture capital healthcare company out of Nashville, Tennessee, and she just didn't fit in that corporate mold. So she began her search for a small town, a nice small town, a great community, and that's how she picked Lakeview. So we were really fortunate to have her here. She's been active in all kinds of volunteer service as she's gone along her career. She was the treasurer of the Highwood, Montana Women's Club for 6 years. We've got a potential officer right here. And she's volunteered at the schools all along the way with her children, and she's taught a lot of Sunday school. She's been married to her husband, Richard, for 18 years. He is a certified public accountant and now works for Geico.
Aflac.
Oh, Aflac. Aflac. Oh, dear. He's in the back. He's not here. Her children, Ben is 17, and so he's entering into his senior year this year, and he's thinking about going to vet school. And daughter Jillian will be a freshman this next year, and she wants to be an architect or an engineer. She has 10 cats, 5 dogs, 3 horses, and she likes to hike, trail ride, garden, and read in her spare time. So, welcome, Cheryl.
Okay, so what can I say about this great lady? Other than, first of all, I want to set the record straight. We are not related. Even age. Yeah, although we kind of think that somewhere down in our past, our family, somebody spelled the last name incorrectly. We have to be related. But anyway, I have been lucky enough to get to know Linda over the last couple of years. She is, and I'm going to read her title because it is very long. She is the Director of Government Relations and Community Relations and Permitting for Alamos Gold. She is a phenomenal lady. She is probably one of the most business people I've ever known. She is a great mentor for me. Even in my old age, I can learn more. So I appreciate her so much, and I welcome her. She also has agreed, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this out loud or not, but she's agreed to represent us at Soroptimist International in Canada. So she said it's about 20 minutes from her house, so it's really not a big ask anymore. So anyway, welcome, Linda.
Well, I'm representing Christy Twait and Sharon Liedtke as a sponsor, but I'm really honored to do so because I just love Joanie. I've been lucky to see her speak here and at AUW and again at the Senior Girls Lunch. So I'm just going to introduce her again for all of you who just really going to need to work on these details here. So, Joanie's originally from Panama. It's Joanie Waller. She is the Information Technology Director at Lake District Hospital, in charge of all computer systems, hardware, software, and communications. She also does some marketing for the hospital. Prior to coming to Lakeview, Joanie was in charge of all e-commerce and web development for Panasonic Latin America, encompassing Mexico to Argentina and the Caribbean. She lived in Florida and worked as a marketing consultant for companies and nonprofit organizations, and was the president of the Hillsborough Organization for Progress and Equality, a nonprofit organization seeking help for those less fortunate. She was also vice president of her parish council and a leader in different other organizations. Joanie was the first woman to become the marketing manager of the Panama Canal, where she traveled the world extensively and had a key role in the transformation of that organization from the U.S. to Panamanian stewardship. Joanie speaks English, Spanish, Italian, and a little Japanese. She, as her husband says, has more graduations than a thermometer. She has a summa cum laude BA in advertising, a BS in marketing and administration, an MS, Master's in International Trade and Logistics, an MBA with emphasis in technology, postgraduate in quantitative analysis and econometrics, postgraduate in marketing research, postgraduate in informatics, certified professional in internet marketing, and this is the one that you pay attention to, certified Six Sigma black belt, and web development and programming, among others. So don't mess with Joanie. Joanie has an extensive experience in many industries and a global, regional, and local perspective. She has published several articles in international publications and newspapers and was a university professor for 2 different universities in Panama, teaching international marketing and computer classes. She's also a lot of fun to be around, and I'd like you all to welcome Joanie to Soroptimist.